You're listening to UCW Radio.
In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this.
Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy. Don't run when you lose. Don't whine when it hurts.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is the show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. I want to thank you for joining us and taking time out of your lives to listen to what we have to say here. Last show, I spoke about Section 230. On this day, you have Twitter, Facebook, and Google. They were being grilled today on Capitol Hill. And this is all over Section 230. You had senators on both ends of the aisle going and questioning their actions, And what I was talking about the last show, just to give a recap and really go a little deeper into it. If you're a publisher or a media company, and you have the ability to censor what's on your platform. That's the reality of it. Because if something goes on there that's wrong, someone gets offended, something happens, you're liable. Okay, Section 230 takes that liability away, and that's how a Facebook was able to grow. That's how a Twitter, and that's how a Google is able to do what they do, because you're not being treated as a publisher or a media company, so you're not held to the same standards as they are, which it makes sense if you're not a publisher or media company, right? Problem is, if you are censoring the content, if you have something straight out in your privacy policy, your terms of service, your TOS, that says if you are showing XYZ or talking about XYZ, we do not allow that on the platform, then it's across the board. Okay, it's not a matter of having to police and look at each and every video and photo and text and everything else, because that's what's happening. So there's no privacy in social media, even if you think you have a private room. Yeah, you have a private page. It's not private. You have people on the back end looking at everything. And it becomes something. You're giving up all your privacy. They're marketing to you, and that's the way it is. But when these companies begin policing in a way that they're selectively censoring certain things and not others, that's when you have a problem. I don't care if it's politics. I don't care if it's a restaurant. I don't care if it's an individual. Granted, if you're spreading hate speech and racism, all that stuff, out the window, banned for life, period, the end. Now, with that said, if you're censoring politicians, if you're censoring a Republican and not a Democrat, or a Democrat and not a Republican, then you're selectively censoring a company. I mean, not a company, a person or a group. You can't do that. You have to censor across the board, or don't censor at all. And this is the argument. And this is why Section 230, this is just beginning stages. This is going to, no matter who gets elected, this is going into next year. And I don't care if Biden or Trump gets reelected. I don't care who goes in office. This topic is not going away. Okay, and it's all political stuff that gets involved. But at the end of the day, what are we talking about? We're talking about, first, protecting the public. Second, if you act like a publisher, act like a media company, then you should be deemed as such. If you don't act that way and it's an unbiased situation and you just have your terms of service and your people are doing whatever they're doing, and you're not treating it like, hey, this is, we're regulating the content you have here. It's a slippery slope, because if you don't do that, people start posting ridiculous things, and then it impacts your company, and it impacts your advertisers. So there has to be some sort of modification of Section 230. There's no question about it. Because if it didn't exist, trust me when I tell you, there would be there would not have been, or any of these platforms that you see that you utilize wouldn't exist today. No question, because there would be too many regulations. You'd have to get too many lawyers. You wouldn't be able to get out the door to make it all happen. Right now, I'm streaming to you live from Vero Hive. If certain regulations were in place, even this would be problematic. Okay, and this is why there has to be a modification. And if that happens, then at least there'll be an even playing field, but there'll be a clear understanding of what is going on. All right, Senator Ted Cruz, he grilled Jack Dorsey to the point I thought his nose ring was going to pop out. Okay, you can't go grilling these guys. I saw the Democrats, Republican senators, all going after the media companies. Some of these senators were using the platform to promote their own little thing, whatever they were doing, and basically taking their shots at Biden, taking their shots at Trump, taking their shots at whoever along the way. This is why I don't like politics. I don't like how the game is played, and it provides more delays. Like with the stimulus package, more delays. You have small businesses that are suffering. Where is their relief? You have people that need the money. Where's their relief? You got to help your people. Okay, when you have politicians like Pelosi holding things captive till after the election, so people are going to suffer up until then, I don't understand it. Okay, you're everyone's worried so much about the election, they're forgetting about the people that go and put you in office, the people that go and allow you to be a politician for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's a career politician. My God, I don't even think the Romans they allowed their politicians, the Senate, to be part of that for that long. But this is the way it is here, and that maybe that should be overhauled as well. Term limits. If you're going to go modify Section 230, why don't you modify the term limits on senators and congressmen? Just modify the term limits. You have a term limit on the president of the United States, yes? So make it across the board. You have it for the mayor of New York City. You have term limits. For the governors, you have term limits. Make the term limits across the board, and then I guarantee you there's going to be more progress than not. Okay, you're going to have things happening, because when someone's in office too long and they have a stranglehold because they have a lot of stroke and they can get things done, this is when you have things that are happening right now happening. This is when you have, as I said, the things that are happening on Capitol Hill with the tech companies. This is when you have, these delays with people that need the money to go and to feed their families, to pay their rents, small businesses to pay their bills and keep the doors open. Small business, these entrepreneurs are suffering. So I wish that all this politics would just go out the window, and these small businesses would get the relief that they need desperately. Okay, I might be ranting about this, but this is so important. So important. Okay, I hear a lot of chatter from a lot of people. They're talking about this and talking about this. Enough of the talk. Action. Chitter chatter with no action means nothing. It's word service, it's lip service. Yada, yada, yada. No yada. Go and get it done. Help the companies, help the people, make it happen, because they deserve it. We deserve it. These small businesses need the help. They're shut against their will. Look at what's happening in Europe with the pandemic. You have Italy shutting down. Other countries are shutting down. And it's going to happen here. We're going into flu season. It's going to happen again. We're going to have small business going out of business, period. You're going to have a lot of small businesses going out. I can't even tell you the percentage. I'll throw it out there. 30, 40% of small businesses are going to go under? And then what happens? Then does that help the economy? No. Okay, they have no disposable income. They're struggling at that point. They have to go find jobs. Their business is gone, right? What are they going to do? Okay, so you feed small business, you feed the machine. That money starts circulating and things start happening with the economy again. That's what needs to happen. Market came down tremendously. Opportunities are rising. People don't know what's going on. You have the oil prices slipping. Gold is slipping. U.S. dollars going up. Everything's in turmoil. And it's like a crazy time because people are so worried about what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Pandemic is not going anywhere. We're going to go deep into 2021, and it's still going to be here. This is the new normal. Embrace it, accept it, move forward, work around it. But governments, I don't care, the United States, Europe, wherever you are, help your people, help small business. This is your bread and butter. This is the heart, especially in America. This is the heart of America. This is the heart of the United States. You have to do them right. You have to. All right. Now, that's it for my rant. I want to thank you for tuning in to Money Never Sleeps. And please join me on the next episode of Money Never Sleeps. We have some great things going on. We're going to have some great guests. We're going to be featuring a lot of women in leadership. I want to bring that to the table because that is so important. We need more women leaders out there. And maybe all this stuff that's happening now wouldn't be happening. I want to see more women at the top of the tech totem pole. Let's do that. Let's make stuff happen. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll be back with you for another episode of Money Never Sleeps. Thanks.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Luis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.